All right, all of you Disney fans, you tuned in for another magical installment of Disney Blues, Disney On Demand. And as we continue to bring you all the magic and memories from your lifetime of Disney, one of those is taking you to a galaxy far, far away. And with us here this week is somebody that is continuing on with a legacy, something that has now gone on to break box office records. We have none other than Joonas Suotamo. Welcome to Disney On Demand.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm very grateful.
You know, it's our pleasure having you on here. And, you know, some people are probably wondering just who is this person? Who is this guy here? And I guess with that, you know, of course, you're a basketball player, but you have now continued to carry on that legacy of the iconic Chewbacca. I guess, how did it happen where you wanted to get into the role of acting and also landing the role of Chewbacca?
Well, I think I have basketball to thank for that because I played basketball my whole life, and when I was a teenager, I also fell in love with acting through high school plays and stuff. So, but I carried on playing basketball because that was something that was going to be my future, my professional career was ahead. And I went to Penn State to study filmmaking and play basketball on a basketball scholarship, and kind of realized that maybe maybe basketball wasn't going to be my end all career. So I started making little films and started a production company, and worked various jobs when I heard about this opportunity, and pursued it. And I ended up having a part to play in the lovely Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and very happy about that.
Well, with that too, you know, I mean, standing as tall as you are, of course, and like you said, you know, something going beyond just playing basketball and of course playing for Penn State. I guess, how did the audition process go? Was there did you know you were trying out for this audition, or I guess, how did that come about where, you know, you finally found out what you were auditioning for and, you know, those kind of items?
Well, it was obviously very secretive, and the casting people found out about me through basketball, the national team of Finland. Henrik Detman, the head coach, he knew some guy working in London in the FIBA, the World Basketball Association. He knew that guy, and they contacted me through all those loops, and I first sent my portrait, then I sent a short video of me playing a caveman in a gym, and it was a very it took like 5 months for me to hear get the call that congratulations, you got the part, and it was very exciting. I had some sleepless nights when when that was going on, and yeah, about that, when I found out about it being Star Wars, I was obviously freaked out because I had no idea. First I thought it's just some big Hollywood movie, some fantasy genre or something. And when I saw the production name that they used, the secretive production name, I kind of went online and looked at all the information over there and figured out it was actually Star Wars, and made me very happy.
Well, you know, and with that too, you know, I mean, Star Wars, it is such an iconic name, iconic film franchise, and now being part of that, was there any intimidation realizing, okay, I'm coming in for Peter Mayhew, who is an icon when it comes to Star Wars fans?
Oh yeah, it was that took a lot of time to get my head wrapped around all that, and still actually sometimes I'm just like, was it all just a dream? Is it? It was such an experience, and it all, like, even living it, you know, like even being on in the heat of the moment, I could just, whenever I wanted, I could just roll my eyes and say to myself, like, this isn't happening, really. I mean, look at this, look at all this, and meeting Peter Mayhew, working with him to bring to the big screen this legendary character Chewbacca. It was just I didn't know I had this dream, but it was a dream come true when I realized that I was going to be a part of it.
Well, you know, and like you said, you know, this legendary character. Now, with that being on the set, you know, we've, you know, done our digging and trying to figure out some other things to make sure to ask you. Now, one of the things that we've come across is it true that like every scene was filmed twice, once with Peter and once with yourself?
Some of the scenes, yeah, yeah, absolutely. Uh, for some of them we did double takes. Uh, but obviously we're not gonna say which ones and any details about that. That's for those who are interested to figure out. And because I'm just happy that Chewbacca is back and the character is there, and it's hopefully it's exactly the same character that we had in the original trilogies. And so yeah, there's some secrets about the process, and I'm happy they're gonna stay secret.
Well, I think any true Star Wars fan is going to be able to tell those little nuances and be able to tell the different. Now, I guess with that too, with donning that entire outfit, was there one scene when you're on set that was your absolute favorite? Whether that was, running with his fantastic gun, or hitting up the Millennium Falcon. Was there one scene that was your absolute favorite?
Well, yeah, I would have to say it was uh, the first time walking up the Millennium Falcon ramp and coming to the living quarters where the hollow chest is, in the suit. It was just uh, a moment that will never leave me. So it was absolutely absolutely fantastic to see the reaction that people had, when they're seeing this character that they've only seen on the silver screen, in the 80s. So it was to give people that experience, to make them feel like kids again, like so many did through many things happening on set. But Chewbacca was, I think, one of those, really special moments for everybody when they see Chewbacca again. Uh, so that made me really happy.
Well, definitely, and without giving away too many spoilers, it's definitely not the last that we're going to see of him, considering the end of the movie and all. But with that, Chewie's right hand man with Han Solo, and we had come across a couple of different articles that you had mentioned about that people have mentioned you when he had hurt his ankle that day with the on set. What was it like being there, realizing, oh my gosh, Harrison Ford is kind of in trouble, right there on set at that moment?
Well, it was one horrible situation. We were just rehearsing this thing, kind of just going through the motions and figuring out what to do here and how to approach this. When all that happened, it was a mistake, huge mistake. Um, and we thought at the moment that we had to do something, and we immediately jumped to lift the hydraulic door, which wouldn't move because it was tons of pressure, pushing, keeping it there. And Director J.J. Abrams, uh, I heard he broke his back trying to lift that thing, and we it was just one horrible mess. But the calmest of all, I think, was Harrison Ford. He wouldn't let that get to him. So he was a true champion. From when we were filming and to that horrible accident. He wouldn't. He's a true hero, I think.
Well, he's one of those, veteran actors that just knows, hey, things happen on set, and he stands through it all. But with Harrison too, without giving away too much, he does have a pretty dramatic scene with Adam Driver and whatnot. What did it feel like being on set that day? Knowing what scene was actually going down when, like I said, I don't want to give away too much, but let's just say fans can say goodbye to Han.
Yeah, it was a very very emotional day, both on the story wise and but also working there, because it wasn't like other days when people would be chatting between takes, and there would be this air of, hey, we're making Star Wars. Yeah, that day was not like that. And I definitely, um, I think people were slowly realizing, the ramifications of making that particular scene. And yeah, that shows, even after after people have seen the movie, it makes me, miss of all that, and this feeling of nostalgia takes over. You miss all that happened before, and but that's the magic of movie making.
Definitely, I mean, and it is definitely one of those cinematic scenes within the Star Wars franchise that's going to remain with fans forever. And I guess with that, we know we don't want to keep you too long here, but I guess with carrying on Chewie and this iconic character, are you one of those where you're going to find yourself going out and making sure you get a couple of Chewbacca action figures from the new movie?
Oh yeah, I secured my Chewbacca action figure. We were in the Disney store in Dublin, Ireland, where my dad lives, and yeah, I made sure we were initially gonna only buy for our nephews, buy some toys, but once we got in there, we were like, okay, I have to get me a lightsaber, Chewbacca toy, and some of those, and a Yoda, and it was, yeah, it's I can't blame people who hoard these absolutely awesome toys, and because they they bring you back in a way.
Well, definitely. It's one of those where, of course, and you're part of this movie franchise that is iconic. And one question I did want to ask earlier was, with putting on the entire suit and being a Wookiee, how time consuming is it to actually get the suit on, and how hot is it? Because it looks like it would be stifling hot.
Yeah, I'll get back to that. I'll start with the suit. Yeah, it takes about, I would say, about an hour's worth of prep to be ready for a scene if we had to hurry. It starts with the eyes. You first paint the eyes black, and then you put on this lycra suit, and then you jump into the lycra suit that's covered in fur. They knotted each hair individually in there. It took a long time because they made many suits. Uh, and then they put on the mask, where you can see the actor's eyes, and yeah, all that takes about an hour. And then when you're on set, you're running back and forth a corridor, for example. It gets pretty toasty. You're all soaked in sweat when you when you finally get off the suit after it could be a 10-hour day. When you finally get off, you want to take a shower.
Well, I can only imagine, of course, I'm only a fraction of that size. I would probably be more of an Ewok than a Wookiee, but I could just imagine how hot that is. Now, I guess with that and being on the set and items like that, I guess with this now, of course, the new movie being such a huge, big blockbuster, did it catch you off guard how many people are now going to be reaching out to you as the next generation of Wookiee? I mean, does it ever catch you off guard? Did you think that the reaction was going to be so huge that people would be tracking you down to want to speak to you?
Um, I was prepared, and on when we were filming this, people some people came to me and said, this is going to change your life, and I didn't really pay much attention to that, and now I can see, just how important it is for people uh, to follow closely how these incredible movies are made, and the people behind it, and there are so many people behind this movie that go unnoticed, for the general population, and yeah, I'm kind of happy that some people, take the time and approach and write messages, and it's a great thing, and if it weren't for the fans, this none of this would be possible. So I'm very very happy about that, and I can't wait for future meet and greets with the fans.
Oh, definitely. And, and those are definitely going to be coming because the fans, they love their meet and greets, their conventions. And, with that, we don't want to keep you too long, of course, here. But I know you can't give away too much, but do you think we're going to see Chewie in the next upcoming episodes? Because I have a feeling that he's going to become Rey's sidekick.
well, they have said that Kathleen Kennedy said that all of the cast would be returning. So I think we'll see some familiar characters in the next film, and where Chewie will be, I don't know. Where in what uh, will he be flying the Falcon? Will he be? I don't know. I can't say anything about that because I don't know. So, but I'm very happy that the character has been told to come back. You know.
Definitely. I think, like you said, I know you can't say too much and you might just still be in the dark as well, but I will say I feel that we're going to see a lot more of Chewie, especially where they have the new Millennium Falcon toy set out with Chewie and Finn. So I don't think it's the last we've seen of Chewie. So, it was our pleasure having you stop in, chat with us, taking over this legacy, this icon for Peter, carrying it on for an entire new generation. You're going to be you're going to be the Chewie that my children are growing up with. So, it's a great honor speaking with you, and I'm looking forward to, hopefully touching base when the next episode comes out. And, thanks again for stopping in.
Well, thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure, and I can't wait to not let anybody down in the future.